Hey, let me tell you something. Shooters shoot. They pull from the hip and they let it fly. They don't think, they just do. No conscience, no memory, no regrets. And us? Well, we just so happen to be the most supreme, the gold standard, the most elite. You got Dr. Ego Trip, you got Willie Vanilli, and you got your boy Blanco Smart. We are the elite shooters.
Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from
Okay.
Cause they already know me. I'm the A Mike. You can call
All
me
right.
Mr. A Mike.
Well, go ahead and run down the matchups. Who on who? What seeds where?
Okay, well, where would I start at? In the East or in the West?
Start in the East.
All right, starting in the East, we got a first round matchup of the best team in the NBA record wise, the Milwaukee Bucks, versus
Is
the
that true?
the lowly Detroit Pistons.
He said lowly, but
They pretty low, man.
hey, you right?
if it's 16 spots, they number 16.
And they're like 40 and 42. But look, the Milwaukee Bucks they won 60 games this year.
Yeah.
Wow,
They,
really? That's crazy.
yeah, they were like runaway the best team, at least record wise.
Yeah, record wise.
From the beginning to the end, they like was the best on both offense and defense. they got Giannis. You already know what he gonna do. He an MVP.
Yep.
He the MVP to me.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to get that to him.
Second that notion.
And then the Pistons barely got in. It took them the last game of the season literally to get in. Blake Griffin did good. He had a great season.
His knee though.
Is he hurt?
Sore knee, man. He sat out that last game. You know him. Him and Chris Paul twins when it comes to that. Let me get hurt in the playoffs.
Oh, they'll be out real quick in terms of getting injured.
Let's just do the rundown of the matchups before y'all get into any specific.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can go ahead and do the rest of them.
Okay then. You don't want to go part by part,
West.
or you just want to do, you know what I'm saying? How you want to do this? You want to go through?
Well, Willie, you just run down the East, and then Nate'll run down the West.
Okay, but we're not talking individual matchups then, I'm guessing.
We can after the fact, but we just want to get it all out there first.
Okay, well,
So start back.
we got 1 versus 8, Milwaukee, Detroit.
Okay.
2 versus 7, no surprise. Toronto, who I think is the best team in the East. Toronto versus the Orlando Magic, who actually took some Disney and actually had magic and made it to the playoffs this season. Your 3-6 matchup is your brotherly love Philadelphia 76ers and your who is the 6 in the East?
Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, snap. Yeah, we talking New York, but we ain't talking about Madison Square. We talking about the Brooklyn Nets.
Still got the snapback from back in the day.
Oh yeah, Brooklyn. We go hard. And then 4 and 5 matchup, which I think is going to be the most boring matchup of the entire playoffs. The Boston Celtics and the Indiana Pacers.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Nate, who's going who at the West?
All right, so West, you got 1-8, that's Golden State and the Clippers.
Before.
You got the 2-7, that is
Clippers really 8?
Yes, the Clippers were 8.
Crazy. All right, go ahead.
You got 2-7, you got the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. Then you got the 3-6, it's the Portland Trail Blazers and the OKC Thunder up. And then you got the 4-5, it was the Houston Rockets and the Utah Jazz. So that's it.
Nice. So who y'all feeling in each division?
Well, let's break it. Yo, you want who we think the favorites are in each division?
Who y'all personal favorites?
I actually want Portland to win, but man, it's the Warriors world and we living in it. So in the West, I'm going with the Warriors, even though I want the Trailblazers to make it far, and the Thunder. Really, I hate they playing each other in the first round. It kind of pissed me off. And in the East, I just think because of Kawhi and he been there, done that, I got Toronto, man. But it's gonna be a close one between them and Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. Nate?
All right. In the West, I'm going to give it to Golden State. I don't see nobody beating them 4 times in 2 weeks. The only person I give them a chance based on how it came out It's only because of how it fell. Is the OKC. And keep in mind, like yesterday, early up in the day, OKC was supposed to be facing them probably in the 8th or the 7th. They're probably gonna face Denver. But then, based on every single game that happened last night, which was the last day, it turned out that they got their 6th, which would then mean that they wouldn't have to face Houston or Golden State into the WCFs, and they'd have an easier road to the finals than the rest of them. That's the only way I give somebody a chance to beat Golden State. That they're gonna be so hard to beat. Is that they're gonna go through so much trying to beat Houston, they'll be tired by the WCFs, and then OKC can somehow steal that series. But that's even a long shot. So Golden State gonna come out of there. Then on the other side, I got Toronto. I don't know why people sleeping on them. I hear people keep saying like they the same team from last year. I'm like, well,
Stop it.
they added one of the top 7 players in basketball. I don't know how you the same team when you legit add a MVP candidate in most years.
You know they be talking about on these shows, bro. They gotta get them clicks. Nate, you better than anybody. You gotta make them headlines.
Let's get right into it. Let's start with this. Let's start in the East. Let's start with that 1-8 matchup. Detroit and Milwaukee. You know what? 4 games. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it went 5. I don't.
He gotta go off.
Hey, hot take.
I don't believe it.
It's gonna be a 7-game series. 7-game series.
You said what?
Hot take, 7-game series.
How Sway?
Hey, you remember when you said you're gonna let us do it?
Well, Ian, the only realm of possibility that happens is somebody's significant injury happened to the Bucks. I ain't wishing it. But Blake and old buddy gonna have to average 30 and 20 apiece. 30 and 20. They're gonna have to be the dang Twin Towers down there.
Blake literally got to average like 40 points for them to win a game. I feel like he got to go off and hit like 9 threes like he did the other night for them to have a chance of winning a game. I feel like.
Yeah,
winning a game. Come on now.
Winning a game. Ian, go crazy.
Yeah, they will. They got 2 All-Stars and an MVP. They will miss Malcolm Brogdon. He's
and
not playing in this series. And Mirotic. But barring Reggie Jackson tapping into Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
And even with that, it's going to take a Herculean effort by the Pistons. But I will say this, Ian. If there is any one seed in recent history that could blow it in the first round, the Bucks are that team.
Oh, no. That was that Atlanta Hawks team a couple years ago.
The Bucks, I feel like the Bucks are the Bucks. Like, I know they're number 1, but I don't fear them. Like, if them niggas lost, I'd be like, oh, okay. I mean, I really think they a team that nobody fears.
I would be legitimately surprised if they lose anywhere other than the Western Conference Finals. I believe that much in them. I think they got a legit chance to win it all this year.
East.
The fact
But yes,
that the Bucks alone makes it mean that they ain't gonna win no title. So
no cap, they can win the whole thing this year.
Yeah. Both of y'all say Toronto was taking the East, and now you saying I don't know, Milwaukee might be the one.
I said that they can't. I think Toronto will win the East, but Milwaukee can take the whole thing, bro.
I think it's like this in with Milwaukee. If you played with them on 2K, they could win a championship. Nate, right? But if you let them do what they gonna do, them boys gonna be out.
Okay.
I don't believe in them, man. Especially without Brogdon and Mirotic. I'm telling you right now, the Pistons. I remember when the Pistons played they got swept, but it was a great sweep against the Cavaliers a years back. I just believe this right here. Game 1 is going to tell the tape. If Milwaukee come out there game 1 and blow them boys out by 25, I'm going to say, yeah, Nate, right. But if Milwaukee come out there and lay an egg, man, hey, look, bro, the Pistons can do what they're going to do. So I'm going to say this. It should be a 5-game or 4-gamer. Easy. But if the Pistons come out and take game 1, I hate to say this, but I'm going to agree with Ian. This bitch might go 7.
If the Pistons take game 1.
Milwaukee in 7. That's what I got.
If the Pistons take game 1, Milwaukee won't go in 5.
Put
That's
that
all.
Put that in the double.
What?
Ian, I agree with you. If Milwaukee lose game 1, it's going 7. And I don't know who's going to win it.
It's going
to be honest.
Milwaukee go.
Is that the first Sunday game? Milwaukee?
No, I think I'm finna look up Saturday. It starts Saturday. I don't know who's playing.
Saturday, my bad.
But we can go to that 2-7.
2-7. You got
That's
Toronto.
Wait. Well, let's stick with 1-8, but go to the West. We'll swap.
Okay,
We'll go.
that's cool. 1-8.
it ain't nothing to talk about.
In 2 games.
Golden State in 5.
2 games.
In 2 games.
Hey, bro. Hey, the only way they
Warriors
got
in
a
5,
chance is if Patrick Bam do what he did to Westbrook a couple years back, but said do it to Curry.
Oh, wait. And Curry did go down 2 games ago with that ankle. He ain't supposed to miss no time, but he went down for a minute and had to sit out that last game of the season.
Hey, all I'm saying is you see Curry going for a jump shot, and you just see Pat Bev slide that foot in. He making a contract decision.
Hey, he do that, it might be over for real.
Hey, a Curryless Warriors, man, that's a bag of bones right there.
Houston will be the Curryless Warriors, though.
Yeah. Yeah. They damn near beat a damn full strength Warriors.
Well, Iggy was out, so I don't know.
But the way them boys when them boys made damn 23s in that game too, I said Iggy wasn't gonna stop that. Iggy wasn't gonna stop no 9 threes from Eric Gordon. He wasn't gonna stop that.
Oh wait, it's 3 games Saturday. You got the Magic and the Raptors, the Clippers and the Warriors, and the Spurs and the Nuggets.
Damn, there's some whack ass games. Minus that
Hey, but bro, hey, Sunday go crazy. It's the Pacers Celtics, which ain't really that crazy, but then it's the Thunder Blazers, and then it's the Pistons Bucks, and then it's the Jazz and the Rockets.
Okay.
Sunday crazy, but Saturday.
It is.
All right,
it is.
Before we continue on, we got at the end of those games on each day, we got to do a quick 30-minute episode for each.
That's fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah, cool.
All right, go ahead. But I don't know. I think y'all sleep on the Warriors, bro. A Curryless Warriors ain't no slug.
Boy, did you not see the Curryless Warriors got beat by 30 by somebody. Who put them boys on that back burner?
Hey, but they got beat by 30 a couple times this year. Like 8 times they got blown up.
Hey, Curryless Warriors got beat by the Suns, didn't
it? Yep.
Everybody got a bad game, Willie. Everybody got a bad game.
Boy, them boys sitting there looking at each other. That's back when Draymond was looking at KD and said, "Look, what you got to do is you got to hurt Steph and you got to talk mess to Boogie. If Boogie swing on somebody, that's all you need. You got to let them tear themselves up. Talk about how Draymond Green ain't finna get paid. Talk about how this the last year for them boys anyway."
But hey, I will say this: the Clippers shoot threes just probably as good as the Warriors do in terms of the stats. If they go off and shoot like 20, 25 threes in the game and hit them, they might get a game. I will say that.
They might. Their best chance to win is game 1. I'll say that.
Yes, because it'll be like it's either you just go out there and just shoot. And if Lou Will go off for 40, which he can do, then they got a chance.
They got Lou Willville. I mean, Danilo gonna have to shoot.
He gonna have to shoot.
Harold gonna have to get people in foul trouble. He gonna have to abuse Draymond and Boogie the best he can.
Shamet gonna
have to shoot. And Beverly gonna have to guard. But I think the X factor for them is gonna be Shy. He is a matchup nightmare for Steph.
Yes, he is. He's long, he's tall, he can defend.
They're gonna need that to do it. But I'm still calling it.
And Big Zubac.
Zubac gonna have to be Laker Zubac. He gonna have to be dunking and picking and rolling. And I'll say this, man. The Clippers are a great story. They are a team full of assist men who are missing a star. Now, they better hope that Toronto go out early so Kawhi can make an easy decision. Because I'm telling you what, if Kawhi take this, all right, I'll tell you that till we get to that point. But you know where I'm going. But I'm calling. I'm not going to expect the unexpected. I'm calling a big broom out the back closet.
I'm gonna give him a big sweep.
Big sweep.
Or at least a gentleman sweep. Man, Golden State ain't losing until they play Houston, and I don't know about that either.
Yeah, big sweep.
It's big sweep. Now 2-7 in the East.
Toronto
and Orlando.
Orlando ain't been to the
playoffs since 2011.
And they finna be out there more real quick.
And they finna go out just as fast as they got in there.
I'll call it Sweeper Reaper. Because Nikola Vucevic cannot be your best player.
The only thing, I don't think your best player. Wait, who is you think it's Aaron Gordon or is Vucevic?
Boy, it's that all-star. Whoever that all-star. Aaron Gordon, a dunker. This dunk
Aaron Gordon
man.
shooting threes this year though.
Oh yeah, boy, he balling. But like I said, Vucevic, their best player. It's too many. Toronto got way too many guns. I'm pretty sure Toronto could run their second team and still pull off a sweep against them
And they can
boys.
let Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, DeLon Wright, all them go out there and still win.
Because people tend to forget, and it's going to help them out. They replaced their big three guy in Valanciunas with Mark Gasol. I'm just saying, Mark ain't been there in a minute. He might be hungry.
Oh, he got something to prove being in Memphis all them years of like just losing when they used to go to the WCS and all that.
Right. He's a big man. He's a big body, and him and Serge, because of the way Serge can shoot, they can be a real tough with the pick and roll because you have two players who are both good in pick and roll situations. Both can defend the basket.
I will say this. Terrence Ross can go off. I'm just gonna say that. He can go
off. Big bro. He'll have to drop. He would have to drop 60 a night.
I will say this too. Toronto can get kind of complacent at times, and they'll let you get a game just off of them like just lacking. So it's like I hope that they don't. But I'm like at the same time,
that team's stout.
I didn't watch
team. I'm looking at 1-5. They stout, and they got a star.
I didn't watch the couple games. I was like, y'all should have won that game.
Hey,
and
Kawhi said when they were seeing him on, he said, "Man, I don't think that matters in playoffs." He said, "Hey, man, get that mic in my face. I don't think that matters in playoffs." So we're gonna see how much it matters to him. Now, if he come out there looking like 2016 Kawhi before that boy stuck that foot out on him, we could be on to something.
Yeah, I think Orlando done. It's a nice story for them too, but
good story for them, man. But they run into that buzzsaw real quick.
Buzzsaw. Spicy P gonna get the MIP, and I don't think D'Angelo should get it. I know he had a great story, but Spicy P double his points. Come on, man.
Yeah, he balling out. Spicy P. The thing is, Spicy P can go off for 44. He done it a couple of times. Spicy P said
he said Kawhi, I'll let you sit down tonight. I got it.
Yeah, because Kawhi ain't resting no more. That boy said, I got 40 games of playing and 40 games of resting.
He ain't do that. He missed 22 games.
Yeah, he got a big rest, though. He said, them 22 felt good on my knees. Them 22, I love them 22. It feels so good. Yes. That boy got them New Balance on his feet. He said he ready to ball.
I bet you ain't going to drop a bag on them New Balance, though.
I ain't seen them in the store, so I
ain't seen not a pair in the store.
I ain't even seen him on his feet, so I ain't. So look,
he's still out there on LeBron's. We're like, boy, you ain't even wearing them shoes.
Yeah, y'all want me to stay here? He's like, oh yeah.
They say, come on, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope that the young Magic play well. You know, it's Frank. It's the what's his name? Frank.
Markel.
Coach name. Hey, that man that used to coach the Pacers, ain't he their coach? Bo.
Yeah.
Because I remember I went and saw them play a couple years back. They played the Trailblazers. It might have been last year, and it was not pretty. But I mean, the stadium was half empty, so that was cool. It was loud. They had Santa Claus. Was there. It's our Christmas game.
That man's a half empty.
But I predict a sweep on this one too. So.
Yeah, big dog sweep.
You know what the problem is? The bottom of the East so terrible, and the bottom of the West had like great teams, or at least really good teams. So it's just like you know what you're gonna get at the bottom of the East.
You can put a star on the West team. Yeah, you can't put a.
So do y'all think there's any merit to folks saying like "Welcome to the West, LeBron" since they didn't make it to the playoffs?
I think
as if that would have made a difference if it was a better team. If he was in the East, I mean.
I mean,
in the East, that same team, he still wouldn't have made the playoffs.
Talking about if he was back with Cavaliers, this year's Cavaliers?
The Cavaliers and give them the exact same team the Lakers had, they still ain't making the playoffs.
Regardless. Oh, they are.
Oh, yeah, I think they'll make it. Yeah,
they'll make it. Yeah. What hurt him was it was welcome to that growing pool, and that boy missed 20 games.
Yeah, that's
and that he came back after that, but I ain't gonna. If we get into that, I'm gonna eat the whole episode. So
I'll put it like this, man.
Because I'm gonna throw dirt in his name.
As messy as Cleveland was, it
Yeah.
wasn't a real public mess. But when you come to the Lakers, it's more than just basketball. See,
And that
Cleveland,
shit
you can
got
play
out of hand
basketball,
quick.
but there, it's a whole lot of another animal. So, I mean, yeah. But yeah, let's not talk about the night out. 2-7 in the West.
2-7 in the West is Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. This could be an upset. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wow. You ain't got no faith, bro. That man ain't got no faith.
Nah.
Wait. I love Denver. I love what they did this year. Every time they on TV, it seems like they lose.
I
I
will
watch
say this
them.
though. To Nate's point, he is right. These are two of the most Jekyll and Hyde teams I've ever seen. The
Yes.
only way that Denver is gonna win is because they are so great at home. The
Yes.
only reason this is gonna be a series is because the Spurs are so great at home when it comes to shooting
Absolutely.
threes.
That's
So
so true.
this game could go to 7, but Denver gonna win because the game 7's in Denver.
Yes.
Honestly,
Yes. I
that's
agree.
the only thing.
And the only thing I got to say about this, and the only reason I said like why Denver could lose is because coaching is going to be to San Antonio, defense is going to be to San Antonio, and 3 shooting might be to San Antonio.
It will be. The only
And,
thing that's gonna hurt them is Denver got them 3 horses, them 3
and Denver got
horsemen.
and Denver got that big boy in the middle. And
They
ain't
got that
nobody
big boy. They got that big boy.
he might average in this series 29, 13, and 7. And then you're like, all right.
Yeah.
It ain't
And they got Murray who can go off, and they got Harris. See,
and don't think about them is they too inconsistent. I'm a Jamal Murray fan. I want him to be dope. But he be too inconsistent. He'll have 30 and then 13. And I'm like, all right, cool.
But Denver has an assembly line of talent they could throw at the Spurs. The DeMar DeRozan-led Spurs get put out in the first round. But it's going to be a good series.
I think that's going to be the longest series of the first round. I'm going to be honest.
It could be. The only thing that could happen is if Denver
Pistons and
somehow flipped
Milwaukee
the
in
switch.
7. What I say? Come on now.
Huh?
I said
We're not
Milwaukee.
listening
I said
to you.
Milwaukee in 7. What are you talking
I'm
about?
not listening to you.
Yeah, but
So that's a chance to steal it right there. You take away home court advantage, you take game 1. And I think about this. You got Tobias Harris, you got Jimmy Butler, you got Ben Simmons, and JJ Redick. JJ Redick can be streaky. If he ain't hitting the 3 coming off the screen, he ain't got nothing else to do. He can't defend nobody, he can't pass, he can't do nothing else. You know Ben Simmons, you know what they gotta do with Ben Simmons. Everybody gonna stand 1 foot in the paint and they're gonna dare him to shoot. And if they said we got your mama at gunpoint, make a 3, he wouldn't make it anyway. He ain't shooting shit. And then you got Tobias and Jimmy. You know how Jimmy can be. He gonna try to do it, and sometimes he do it, sometimes he don't. And Tobias ain't really got that takeover gene like that. I'm telling you right now. And then you also ain't talk about this. They ain't really got no bench like that. I don't think they go that deep. I think they probably got the least bench in here next to Golden State, because Golden State ain't got no bench either. But the only thing is, Golden State starting 5 is maybe the best starting 5 ever, and Phillies ain't. So I'm gonna say it like this: if Ben Simmons don't come back soon, based on game 1, which I think the Nets will win, this going 6 or 7, and I'm gonna give it to the Nets, even though they ain't got home court. I think the Nets gonna win this series. I put that on there.
I think the Philly fraudulent too. Okay, I got them going out in the second round easy.
Wait. Willie, you remember back in the day we talked about Ben and Embiid?
I just don't see them. They made it out the first round last year with less talent. I think they will make it out the first round. I just think they will. Will it be ugly? Yes, but it won't matter because they're going to get swept by Toronto in the next round. Look, Philly, if they don't get out the first round, you need to sell the whole damn team.
Or
you lose it. Because either one of them, because if the Nets got the first round, it's going to be a beautiful story. They're going to get their ass swept underneath the door
Big
by
sweep.
Toronto. Big sweep. I'm talking 20-point sweep. It ain't going to be close. Because Toronto a matchup nightmare for them.
No. I think D. Russ will take advantage of Kyle Lowry though.
Okay, he ain't gonna be he ain't gonna be getting checked by him. He gonna be getting checked by that man with them hands, and he gonna say, "Come here, son. Y'all fought the good fight." And when they run, when Jared Allen say, "Oh, I gotta go check Serge out there," and he dished that mug to Gasol, they gonna say, "Y'all fought the good fight."
He goes like 10 points on 3 of 11 shooting, and then I'm like, "Ooh, D. Russ."
And when he in that corner, and when Danny Green in that corner, they're gonna say, "We thank y'all for y'all service." And when they mixing and matching, and you got Siakam getting switched on the dang D Russell, they're gonna say thank you for your service. There's gonna be a lot of thank you for your
But
service
you
out there.
got Karis LeVert, you got Spencer Dinwiddie, and they got some hoopers on their team.
Look, I'm calling big. Hey, I ain't going in that second round yet. We got the first round deal, but I'm calling them big. You know what I'm about to say next? Sweet.
So tell me this. So tell me this. If Embiid don't play these games, what happened?
They're gonna be close. They might lose about 3 and 5 instead of 10.
You bugging. D-Lo gonna get you a game by himself anyway.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. Look. All right. It's a good story. Man. It's a pretty story. I'm glad for the Nets. I'm giving them a game. I'm saying 5. If they play max potential, I'll give them 6. I'll say it goes 6.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna say it like this. And then we can move on. Out of 7 games, I think the Brooklyn getting 4. All right, like we can go to the next one. I think Brooklyn finna get 4.
Where's the 4 at?
I think Brooklyn winning 4 games.
I'll say this, man. They win game 1, man. It'll be a shock to the system. I will say this. Nate does have a point. If Brooklyn somehow pulls a win out of their ass in game 1, Philly has to win game 2. Got to. No doubt about it. Has to win
and
game 2.
And Embiid got to play game 2.
And he got to play. Even if he don't play, they got to win. They got to do something. They got to call on Dr. J. They got to call on somebody.
And they got to get Charles Barkley in 86 when he did 20 in 20 games. They got to get somebody.
They got to get something. If they lose game 1, I will say this. In the East, it ain't too many teams that can lose game 1 and be comfortable.
Oh, no. Especially at the bottom? No.
Nah. In the bottom and in the meat, nah. But, okay, here we go. Now, this is what I think is going to be the most action-packed and favorite series of the whole playoff first round. I think OKC and Portland. Okay, this is what I feel about these two teams. Unless you want to go first or you want me to take it?
I'll let you go.
All right, this is how I feel about these two teams. These two teams are in the best possible spots of any two teams in this tournament. They are both looking at the second round at both of those teams like a lunch line. They know if they get out of here, they damn near 2 feet in for the Western Conference Finals. So what you have here is you have two teams who are fueled by their backcourt. You have a backcourt of Paul George and Russell Westbrook and a backcourt of C.J. McCollum and your boy Dame Dash Lillard. Teams really don't like each other. It's really like a low-key don't like each other. A lot of people don't know that these teams don't like each other, but they don't like each other.
Yeah.
The telling of the tape will be the guard play, I believe. It will be the decision-making and shooting of Russell Westbrook. Because I don't think OKC can just walk in here and play any kind of way and expect to win. Dame, for the most part, they shot terrible last year again. I ain't going to bring up last year. Fuck it. Both of those teams were huge letdowns last year. One team got swept and one team lost to some kids. So, look, all I'm saying is that there is no Carmelo excuse this year for OKC. Because he out of there. Right. That boy, he on the banana boat. And for the Blazers,
it ain't no excuse either.
This is really your best team that they've had since LaMarcus left. To be honest.
Because Nurkic out. So
he out, but I believe they replaced.
Boo!
You know, they got Canner. I think offensively he's going to be good. It's going to be defensively, but defensively it's going to take the whole team. This series, I believe, is destined for 7. I believe that it's going to be unavoidably going 7 games because you have two teams that are basically looking in the mirror at each other. They are inconsistent as hell, but at times they are great. At times, the ball moving from Portland to their guards and then the pick and roll is amazing, and everything just flows together, and the motor center is amazing. At times, OKC is lockdown defense, perimeter shooting, it's all working. But then at times, it stretches where you look in and you look at this team and you just say, well, where's the stars at when you need them? This is going to be a where's your stars at when you need them. I think Paul George, for the most part, going to show up. But I don't think Paul George can single-handedly win against this Portland team. I think Dame is going to show up. For the most part, his shooting will have to show up or they're going to get swept. But I feel like it's gonna come down to Westbrook, and can Westbrook and they got a safety net in Dennis Schroeder. I think I get into that, but I think if Westbrook isn't where he needs to be at, they can move the ball through Schroeder's hand and simplify things for Westbrook. I hate to say this, man. It's really a flip of the coin for me. I think it's going to be goodness, man. Game 7 is at the Motor Center. And that's what I think is going to be the biggest difference. I'm going to give the slightest of edges to Portland just because the Game 7's at home. But do not surprise me at all if the Thunder win. But I know the winner of this series is in the Western Conference Finals, for sure.
All right. Now, this series is a series of misplaced teams. OKC was supposed to be third and Portland was supposed to be sixth. And you saw it all through the season. OKC started off kind of good, like around that fourth seed and doing what they usually do, winning some game but losing some they shouldn't. Portland started off really good. Remember at the beginning of the season when they were like first?
Yeah.
And falling, but it was weird back then. Like everybody was misplaced, and then it kind of shook out and they kind of dropped a little bit, and then they kind of came back up. Whereas OKC did the difference. They were great, like towards the middle of the season. Then Paul George kind of got hurt, and they kind of got out the All-Star break, and they fell, and then they kind of just shook out around here. Now that these teams are supposed to be in these positions, both of these teams are supposed to be switched. In my opinion, I think that's how it played out. So it's peculiar that it's these two teams, and like you said, they don't like each other, and it ain't really talked about much. But Damian and Russ kind of got a little rivalry, and yeah, I think these teams respect each other, but they don't like each other. My thing with this is this: Paul George is still hurt. I can see it, but it ain't enough to where like he can still go off. Like the other night, I think they beat Houston, and he hit the game-winning shot. Like he can still do that, but his shoulder's still hurt. You can see it. CJ McCollum just got back, and he had been gone for a minute. I don't think by Saturday or Sunday he gonna be 100% or even close to that ready. So I think they're gonna take advantage. And here's what I would do if I'm Billy Donovan. I put Russ on a hobble CJ, right? Or Terrence Ferguson. I put Paul George on Damian. And then you let Damian guard PG all game long. He gonna be tired because he gonna have to do a lot of work, but he a great defender, so he's supposed to. And then Russ gonna be he gonna be energized on the other side, and that's gonna give him more opportunity to spread the ball around and do that stuff. You tell Russ don't take no more than 20 shots a game, and you tell everybody, block everything, get in transition, all that good stuff. I think coaching is like a dead even. I kind of would get an edge to Terry Stotts, to be honest, but I think Billy Donovan is an underrated coach, so I'll put that like dead even. Nurkic is out. If Nurkic was in this game, in this series, I would make it 6 or 7. I ain't gonna lie. But based on the past, I know you said you don't talk about the past, but I have to use that as a point of reference. Based on the past for both these teams, they both want to prove something. But I think one team has more talent than the other. I think OKC has more talent, and they don't have as many injured players. And both of their star players are kind of healthy. Paul George is kind of healthy, but CJ McCollum is not. Like, he just got back. And Nurkic is out, and Dame is there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And then he might have a shooting slump. I think OKC going to win this series in 5 games.
Wow.
Yeah, I think OKC going to win it in 5 because of the injuries. And I think they should put Paul George on Damian. I would do that if I was the coach. But I don't think they're going to do that. But I think OKC got too many. I think their stars are better than the other 2 stars. And I think that their supporting cast is better than Portland's supporting cast. I don't think any of them got a great bench, so I don't even think that really matters. I think both of these teams go like 6 or 7 deep probably, and I think that'll be it. But I think Paul George is better than CJ right now, and Russ and Damian kind of cancel each other out. And then I get an edge to Steven Adams over Cantor and Grant and Ferguson and them boys. And then I think it's over. I think it's 5 games because of the injury and all that. And I don't believe in Portland like that. So
I agree with you. I think this though. I think if any team will lose its head first, it's the Thunder. We saw it against the Jazz. They lost their head. So game 1 is going to be pivotal for both of these teams.
Russ,
because I believe
composure. I'll give you that.
Right. If the Thunder lose game 1,
I think they're going to
I'm looking at all these games. Yes, it's a must. Game 2 is a must win for them. if they lose game one. I'm not saying it's a must win, but for their confidence, it is.
I will say this: if Portland's smart, they'll try to get into Russ' head, but by like getting him in foul trouble, because once he gets irritated, he become reckless, and then it's the Utah series. Because remember that game, he like got 4 fouls in like the first 6 minutes.
Yeah,
and it's like, yo, what are you doing?
And you know they already put something out there to get his head messed up.
What
that most overrated player thing.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
So I mean, he's gonna have to come in there and he's gonna have to play smart. I like what Portland's gonna do. I don't think Canada's gonna close the game for them. I think they're gonna use Collins because he's a much better defensive threat than Canner is. I think what you can do is if you need to, if you still want offense on your big man, you can use them interchangeably because Canner can play the 4. He doesn't have to play the 5. He played the 4 most of his career, I believe. So they can do that. I think if you do the approach of Paul George, and you know he's got that hurt shoulder, we hitting him with hella screens. He getting screened the whole game. You got to do it. I mean, hell, you got to do it. I mean, if they gonna do that matchup, you got to screen him the whole game. I think if I'm Portland, I'm coming out in a zone. I'm making Westbrook make threes because the thing I know about Westbrook is once he starts taking threes,
he gonna keep
taking them. And I'm gonna make Jerry and Grant make threes. I'm gonna make Terrence Ferguson. I'm gonna make these boys shoot threes. Because that's what you got to do.
Shooting, I like them shooting. I know they can be streaky, but I think Grant has improved with that. And Terrence Ferguson, he hit like 7-1 games. So,
hey, but that playoff pressure, I think George is the most consistent 3-point threat they have on the team. But like you said, his shoulder is injured, and if it's any part of your shoulder, because you use both hands to shoot, it can be irritating to do it. I think what you need to do is for CJ, you need to put him on Ferguson. You need to put Al Farouk Aminu on whoever you got on Paul George. I do think that the supporting cast, because Portland does have an interesting supporting cast with Turner and especially potential-wise Rodney Hood. If Rodney Hood can go out there and get them boys 15 a night, it could be a problem. If he can look like Rodney Hood did in Game 6 against the Warriors, when they finally gave the man a chance, when they finally took J.R. Smith out, and then Rodney Hood go drop 20, and everybody was like, wow, he can actually play. I believe him being 6'8" with the ability to shoot is something that Portland hasn't had since Nicholas Batum. Now, but it will be up to him, because he's the only guy that they really, I mean, you can't really put Grant on him because he's a 3, you know? And Grant really going to be playing your 4 most of the night. And you don't want to put Paul George on him because you want Paul George on Lillard. So, I mean, like I said, I think it's going to be I think this series will be the best in the first round, far as the competition-wise. You know, it's a 3-6 matchup in Brooklyn Nets, but talent-wise, you know, they're not even close on paper. But, I mean, if you look at how a team is erratic, you know, like you said, the 76ers are erratic at times, and they do, because Dallas beat them by damn near 30, all right? So, they can lose a game. I wouldn't bet money on them for sure. But this 3-6 matchup is going to be a really intriguing matchup. Portland will be glad to know that Anthony Davis is not on the court. They'll be glad to know that Nikola Mirotic is not on the court.
And Drew
Holiday. But I will say this to Portland. New Orleans shot unconscious from 3-point range that series.
Yeah.
Like every big 3 they needed, they got. It didn't matter if it was Solomon Hill out there shooting it. It was going in. You know, and that pick and roll nightmare. I mean, I'd rather have Steven Adams than Anthony Davis every day of the week.
Well, with the pick and roll, he might take advantage of Enos Kanter.
Yeah, but he ain't reaching up above your head like old buddy was.
Oh no, he ain't doing that. But
he ain't doing that. But I think it's all really going to. I think the guards are going to determine though, like you said, Nate. It's going to come down to Dame. Now, if Dame come out there averaging 30 a night,
it might get scared.
It might be a series. But if Westbrook come out there trying to shoot 10 threes a night, it could be a problem. Really, it's going to be on Westbrook. And like I said, it's going to be on George, too.
And also, it's a lot of psychological with this one, too, because remember, OKC beat them 4 out of 4 times in the regular season. So I think Portland was like, damn, bro. If anybody we don't want to face, I ain't saying they scared of them. I did say that earlier, but I ain't gonna say that now. Even though I might think it. But if I ain't saying they scared of them, but I'm thinking like, damn, we really didn't want them because they didn't beat us 4 times. If they beat you for regular season, then
yeah.
they've already seen that they can do it. So it's like,
But Portland had a chance to to fix it. Portland had a chance. They could have let the Kings run away with them, but they came back from 28 points down. Now I will say this right here. It'd be a bold move, Cotton, but if they play Anthony Simmons,
no. I know
he did. He went ballistic. I don't know what inspired that performance. Somebody must have told him about somebody, because he did go ballistic. But man, what did McCollum do last night when he played? Or the night before when he played?
I don't know. I'll go look it up real quick and see what he did.
Hey, let's speed this up a bit. Get to the next matchups.
Oh,
hey man, shut up.
No, I'm serious.
I know, shut up.
I'm just saying, like, be a little more brief and concise. But
nah.
No, hey, that was a big one, man. That was a big one. We went brief on the other one. Hey, let me see. I'm gonna get off composure. The next matchup, the 4-5. I think these two are the most boring matchups, to be honest. Lord have mercy. 4-5 matchup. You got the Boston. Celtics and the Pacers. Look, I'm gonna keep it brief. You didn't want to be brief. You know what? Forget it. I'm gonna say this, Nate. I would not be surprised if the Celtics made this go further than what it needed to be. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Whatever that is, because in my mind it should be a sweep. But the Celtics, I know the Celtics. They will make this go further than what it needed to be, showing their ineptitude of how they play.
Yep, because I think they're too inconsistent. I think, but Indiana got their best player. If Victor Oladipo was playing, I might have picked Indiana, but I'm gonna pick Boston because I don't know why people ain't really written them off like they want to. I think people still holding on, thinking that they the team that everybody thought they was, but they not because there's just too many good players. And that's the thing about having too many good players. It don't always mean your team gonna be good because it ain't enough ball to go around. I think it'll probably go in 6, and I think Boston will get them out of there in 6. But let Indiana stay around and play some real defense and hit some shots. It'll be 7.
Yes.
Because Boston is not. Oh, I got the numbers for McCollum. So he played Sunday against the Denver. He had 9 points, 1 steal, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He didn't shoot well at all. Then he played against the Lakers in a win. He had 11 points, 3 assists, and again, he didn't really shoot that well at all. And then he didn't play against Sacramento.
What did Canner do?
Canner last 5 games. Let me go see. Because I don't know if he's snapping. But I think these playoffs for Boston is important because they got to win the championship to validate this bullshit. And, people think Kyrie going anyway. But
yeah, they got to win the ship, man. At this point,
it ain't even like make it to the WCS because they did that last year without him. So
they're gonna look real goofy if they don't do anything. Anything other than the finals for them is real goofy.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, we was Game 7 last year. I mean, you were supposed to take us over the top, you and Gordon, and it didn't happen. So what y'all here for? I think if they lose bad in these playoffs, they probably ain't gonna want Kyrie. They be like, man, I don't give a fuck you leave by.
Like, if they lose, if they go out before the finals, bro, they're gonna have to look at everybody and say, what we doing?
You say you trading there already.
Yeah, what we doing? What we doing?
Okay, I think I got it. In the last 5 games, Enes Kanter had 21 and 15. Damn. He had 21 and 15. He shot 66%. Then in the next game, he had 24 and 7, and he shot 70%. Then he had 11 and 13, and he shot 38%. Then against the Lakers, he had 22 and 16. Damn. Then he shot 61%, and then he didn't play against Sacramento. Nobody played against Sacramento the other night. So he been balling these last 4 games, but
they gonna need him. What it look like is he their second best player right now. If you take everything, what McCollum been going through, he their second best offensive threat. I'll say offensive threat.
You can say, yeah, I'll give you offensive threat. I don't know about the rest of that. But okay, but anyway, yeah, I think Indiana got a shooter's chance of making it, and they ain't got many shooters. And Miles Turner is X factor. If he go off against an undersized Al Horford, then
we're gonna have to drop 30 a night. But look,
shit, bro, if he don't start really producing, we gotta start asking him what's up with him, or is this the player he gonna be? Like Miles Turner.
Yeah, I mean, and he's gonna have to get them blocks in. They're gonna have some other world shooting from three. It really gonna have to be, honestly, all it's starting five gonna have to put up double digits every night, and two people gonna have to have 20.
You already know this is gonna be ugly as hell.
It is gonna be ugly because Boston ain't gonna want to win it, and Indiana ain't gonna have the talent to win it, and it somehow this mother might end up going 5 or 6. Look, I hate Boston. I think they wash bottom. I think they're a team that if all thing goes right with Milwaukee, they second round and out. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I give Boston 6 games, and then they're gonna go ahead and move on.
So who's the matchup in the West?
The Rockets and the Jazz.
It's the Rockets and the Jazz. Hey, look, man.
Hey, the Jazz had a good fight, bro. I love what Kyle Korver said, bro. I'm for all that, man. But them boys gonna get put out real quick, real quick.
No, I will say this. I think the Jazz got the best defense in the playoffs. And Quinn Snyder's a real coach. He an X's and O's coach. He might draw up some end of the game play if it's close and Joe Ingles knocked down an open wide 3, and then they're like, I'm telling you, bro. I don't believe in Houston like everybody else either, though.
I think Orlando got the best defense in the playoffs. I think the Jazz got Defensive Player of the Year. But what I believe is, when you got a bunch of horses in your stable, what you supposed to let them do? What you do, Ian? You gotta let them do. You gotta let them loose, right?
He can't read them right or hell. He don't know what you're saying.
You gotta let them horses loose. And they got a big horse. His name James. They call him Jimmy.
He said they call him Jimmy.
They call him Jimmy.
Hey, but on the real, if Donovan Mitchell go off, if Rudy Gobert block everything, and I mean everything, then I think the Jazz can get a game. It's going 5. I'm saying like this. And I think Houston will the next round.
Yeah. And I think that next round, boy. I think that next. God, we can't speak on it now because we're all about the first round. But that next round
gonna be stupid.
These potential 1-4 matchups and these potential 2 threes or hell in that case 7 threes, 7 sixes.
Yep.
They could be some pretty interesting stuff because you have potential to see Philly and Toronto, and you have potential to see Boston and Milwaukee. You got potential to see the Rockets and the Warriors, and you got potential to see the Nuggets. Man, that too. This second round in the West gonna be. I feel like Denver ain't gonna really. But I don't know, man. Denver, if I will say this, man, all Denver got to do is win one road game.
But I got to think before we go. Y'all want to say who gonna win these first games on Saturday?
Who playing again on Saturday? Go and drop it off for me.
Okay. Yeah. It's the Nets and the 76ers, and then the Magic.
Wait. With each one, we'll give our things. Go ahead.
It's the Nets and the 76ers. I think the Nets gonna pull an upset, get that game won.
76ers.
And it's 1:30 game. It's a 1:30 p.m. game.
Yeah, 76ers.
He don't even know.
Willie, what you thinking?
Nets.
Oh, okay.
Nets. Okay.
And the next game at 4 is Magic and the Raptors. That's Raps.
Boy. Jurassic Park.
I'm gonna go Magic just to be different.
You shut your ass.
What nigga? That'd be different, nigga.
I'm gonna go Magic. I'm gonna go Magic just to be devil's advocate.
So if somebody say 2 + 2 = 4, you gonna say I'm gonna say 3 just to be different.
I'm gonna say 5.
Hey, you was in Wong's class. The algorithm could be different. 2 + 2 = 4.
Okay. And then you got Clippers and Warriors. I think this game's over. I think this series over in 3, and that game over by 20.
Hope it's over in 15.
But Golden State gonna take that one.
What Warriors? What Warriors?
Man, I hate pick. Hey, man, I hate them niggas. Hey, Clippers.
Oh my god.
Yo, Clip.
And then game one, 9:30 is Spurs Nuggets. I'm gonna get that one to the Nuggets. I think they're gonna take care of home court.
Yeah, home court. They're gonna be excited. They're gonna be excited. They're probably gonna beat the Spurs by about 50. But they're gonna drag them boys by their hair game one.
I think y'all gonna be surprised. It's gonna be Spurs. If not the Spurs, it's gonna be closer than what y'all think it is.
I think it's gonna be a close game, but I don't think.
Man, I know how them Spurs get on the road. If game one was in San Antonio, man, I'd be saying the same thing. Game three, I'm gonna say Spurs gonna win by 50.
Folks play different in the playoffs now. Come on.
What about the Sunday game? You do them Saturday after the other ones?
What do you mean? Oh no, we doing the Saturday games and then the Sunday games the next day.
No. I'm saying, like, do you want to say who's gonna win the Sunday games now? Or
we're gonna pick them.
Go ahead.
We're gonna pick them.
Okay. So Sunday at noon is Pacers Celtics. I'm gonna get that to the Celtics. I think they're gonna take care of business.
Celtics.
Game one. 2:30. Thunder Blazers.
I'm saying
Thunder up.
Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna say Blazers, but I think Thunder gonna take the series.
Crazy, bro.
Blazers gonna win. Blazers gonna be up first. Thunder taking the series.
That's a 2:30 tip, bro.
That's a 2:30 tip.
Blazers.
So them boys playing at 11:8 at 12:30.
Basically, cause you know it's early as hell out there. All right, Pistons Bucks at 6. You already know what that is.
I'm saying Pistons, bro.
Pistons. I'm saying Pistons.
Milwaukee is 7, but Pistons up first. Let's go.
Y'all so crazy, bro.
I'm saying Pistons, bro. I feel a Pistons,
baby.
Them horses. Yeah.
And then game one,
oh my God.
It's Sunday night. It's Jazz Rockets. And I'm gonna say the Jazz, as we talking about upset. I think Jazz gonna steal it.
Stop that.
I think it's gonna be some jazz being played on the outside of that building. but inside that mug, it's gonna be a swashbuckling.
And then game two start Monday. But Jazz taking that game one.
You crazy.
Yeah.
I bet Donovan Mitchell go off for 30.
Nah, that's Rockets, boy.
You must think this rookie. You must think this last year, Donovan Mitchell.
No. He back to form. He was bad early in the season. He's back to form.
They think he's still watching March Madness. Which game?
He back to form.
You know who will be looking for that ball? Joe Ingles will say, "Hey, Mike, pass the ball, Mike. I'm gonna shoot this three. I'm gonna shoot this three, Mike. You gonna pass me the ball, Donovan? Yeah."
Gobert blocking James Harden into the third row.
You stop it.
Gobert gonna be looking for that sub. He gonna be like, "Where my sub at?" I'm tired of chasing. I've been chasing all night.
Hey Willie, and they got an X factor. He dropped 30 the other night. Grayson Allen gonna come out that bitch full of.
I'm pretending like you didn't say whatever you about to say, bro.
I said Grayson Allen gonna come out that bitch pulling.
Yep, he couldn't save Duke, but he gonna save the Jazz.
I bet he. Wait, yo. I bet he gets some minutes in this series too.
He gonna get hella minutes. You gonna get a bunch of minutes when you down by 30.
No, stop.
They gonna have John. They gonna have John Stockton Jr. out there. They got a lot of niggas out there.
He said John Stockton Jr.
Anyway,
I think that's it though. That's the first.
Y'all feel comfortable with y'all picks though?
No.
I'm finna put the Nets hat on tonight.
Stop it.
Hey, if I don't feel comfortable, I know what I can do. I can go way down at that train station and look for that train. I'm just like, woo. I'm like, hey, I'm on.
That's what I did with Golden State. I've been on the bandwagon about 2 years now.
I'm loathe Steph Curry. Look at you now.
Yep, I love him. I love him his whole career. I don't know what y'all talking about.
That man used to be like, "This is how you defeat Steph Curry. It ain't that hard." Anyway, since we're about to end this, go ahead and say your names again.
Willie, since you are a guest, you can go first.
You know what I'm saying? It's Willie Vanilli, all the way from the bird. You go.
And
Ian, you go.
This is Ian Smart.
Nigga, you can't tell me your government name. Tell me your hood name.
This nigga crazy.
Hey, you know me. Anyway,
You gonna get shot.
anyway, Nate.
Hey, this Blanco Smart. They call me Mr. A Mike because I'm the A Mike. Uh, at the Nate Smart on IG. You know, all we do is shoot because we the elite shooters, and this been the elite shooters first episode podcast. You know it.